Hello and welcome to episode 24 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Hi! If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, hi, welcome to the madness. My name is Laura and I am the host of this podcast. This is my little creative corner of the internet where I come to chat all about mainly my knitting, but also some of my work. I am a yarn dyer. I am the yarn dyer behind the Lonely Knitter. I dye out of my studio. My studio is Folk Yarn Studio. So Folk Yarn Studio is the home of the Lonely Knitter. It's also the home of Folk Yarn, and it's where I organise East Anglia Yarn Festival. East Anglia Yarn Festival is an annual show in Norwich in Norfolk in the UK. You can find me on the interwebs as East Anglia Yarn Festival and Folk Yarn Studio. I will leave all of the information below, as well as a link to my Discord. My Discord group is a free and friendly just little community space where I hang out. I try and check in once a day with my 5 minutes of crafting challenge, and that brings me along to Makealongs. So I have 3 Makealongs, by the way, red hand, dyeing today and had a bit of an incident. There is nothing wrong with my hand, it is just red for a little while. But yeah, my Discord, you can find over there the finished objects prize draw thread. So if you finish anything that is 50% or more my yarn or folk yarn, you can pop it into that thread, and quarterly I draw prizes. I also have the 5 minutes a day crafting channel, which I will be drawing some random prizes randomly from there just for a bit of fun, but that's just more a space where we check in and make sure that we're still doing the things that bring us joy. As well as those 2 things, I'm also co-hosting the That Grimble Together Makealong with my lovely friend Helen of the Giddy Yarns, Giddy Knits podcast and yarn dyeing fabulousness. We are making, throughout the first 10 months of this year, gnomes by Sarah Schira of Imagined Landscapes. I am working my way through the Gnomes of Grimblewood book, but you don't have to knit the ones from the book. You can knit them from any of Sarah's patterns at all. I don't think I've said what date it is, and I am not that into editing that I'm going to go back and put this in earlier, but today is Wednesday, the 19th of February 2025. This is going to be a relatively short episode because I have not managed tons of knitting this week. Had a bit of a rough week, but I will go into that at the end in life stuff. I am so sorry if you can hear tons of background noise. I am in a building that has lots of other businesses around me, and we are also in quite a commercial area in the town, and there is outdoor noise. I don't actually know what they're doing. Kind of sounds like roadworks. I have no idea what they're actually doing out there today. There's just 2 things to go through before I get started with whips, and the first one is what I'm wearing. So I am wearing a granny go round crochet jumper that my lovely friend Jess made for me. So I didn't make this myself. This is made from Folk Yarn, and it is made in the white, which is Holcomb, and the purple, which is Holt, and then the pink, which is California GY, that's Great Yarmouth, and then the red, which is Sandringham. And yeah, I love this jumper. My lovely friend Jess took some of the yarn from the studio on Studio Stitch Night to make up this jumper for me as a sample. It's a pattern by Iron Lamb. I have not made it myself. Yeah, so it's a crochet jumper, and I believe, but I might be completely wrong, that she had 2 skeins of each colour, and she brought back leftovers, significant leftovers. This is made in the DK weight yarn. I will take it off. I will take it off and edit out the bit where I took it off. Yeah, I'm definitely editing that out because it was not graceful in any way. But yeah, this is this gorgeous jumper. I cannot believe how quickly Jess knocked this out, but I love this. Apparently there's no shaping in this jumper, so the back and the front are the same, but rather than have me confused or anything like that, even though it would have made no difference which way I put it on, I suppose I might have stretched it out over time with the shape of the front of the body versus the back of the body, but she popped in this little label. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but this is the back label, which is so cute and I love it. Jess also wove in all the ends, brought it to me for stitch night, because some of us knit, some of us crochet, and I wore it throughout that entire stitch night. and I love it to pieces. And I thought that this much non-superwash wool next to my arms, I might, over a period of time, start to feel a little bit of the itch, and I haven't, and I've been wearing this like crazy. I have now blocked it. It's grown a tiny bit, but really not much, and I think that might be more about how I stretched it out, because it is a non-superwash yarn, so I didn't expect it to grow lots. It has given me a tiny bit of length in the body and a tiny bit of length in the wrists, but it's still sitting sort of there. I don't know why I'm trying to do this. So yeah, this is what I was wearing and I am now not wearing, and I'm actually really warm, so I might not put it back on because otherwise I'll go really pink. But it's gorgeous and I love it. So Jess, if you're seeing this, thank you so much. It's absolutely treasured, and I don't want to leave it here with the other samples because I want to wear it all the time, so it's just coming home with me. Okay, I have one more thing to talk about before we go into whips, and that is a giveaway. Now, thank you so much to everyone that entered my last giveaway, and I drew a winner on the podcast last week and it was claimed really quickly, which is amazing, and I love it because it just means that the person that won, Kim, the person that won is somebody who actually watches the podcast, and I love that when someone who's coming back and watching happens to also then be the person that wins, because it's nice for me. Anyway, so I thought I would do another giveaway, and I do have a few things that were in a cupboard that I had planned for giveaways. Now this is yarn that I bought, I want to say it was at Stitches on the Sand, which would have been a couple of years ago, but I might be wrong, and then a pom-pom. So I have a skein of fingering weight yarn from Castleview Yarns. I'm going to get up and show you, so hopefully it will focus. So this is Castleview Yarns in the colourway Renslayer, which is in her soft sock, Jen's soft sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 425 meters to 100 grams. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And then I've popped in this pom-pom. Now, when I bought this skein from Jen to use as a giveaway, I also bought a pom-pom from Robin of the Crafty Bird, who is queen of pom-poms. I love Robin's pom-poms. I also bought a pom from Robin. I don't know where that pom has gone. It has been squirreled away into the stash of pom-poms that I have at home. I think it's not at the studio. So I thought, as I'm obviously keeping that one now because it has just, it's tribbled its way in with all the others that I have in my house, I thought I would grab one from the studio to pop in with this one because I'm keeping that other one obviously. So yeah, one skein of Renslayer and one gorgeous pom-pom that kind of coordinates from Robin of the Crafty Bird. So yeah, I bought a pom-pom and a skein of yarn as giveaway prizes for you guys. This is not the original pom-pom, but it's coming in anyway. So if you're watching and you would like a chance to win these, if you would like to put a comment below, I'd love to know your favourite hat patterns, because I'd like hats, more hats. I'd like to make my husband a hat for next winter. So if you have any favourite hat patterns that would work for a single skein of sock yarn, let me know below. And then just so it makes it easier for me to pull the comments to draw a winner, if you would like to put the word happy, Happy, into your comment, it just means, I think there's going to be a lot of comments that have the word hat in, and I don't want to choose the word hat. So let's go happy in your comment, and it just means that I can easily find all the people that would like to enter for the giveaway. That way as well, if this isn't your bag and you don't want to be entering in the giveaway, that's absolutely fine. But if you would like to share a hat pattern, you can use the word hat without accidentally getting looped into the giveaway. So I think that was everything before I can get started. So I am going to put this down and jump straight into the podcast. Now, I have a finished object. I'm very proud of myself. I only have one sock blocker though. I don't know what I've done with the second sock blocker from this set. Anyway, I have two finished DK weight socks. So this yarn is Kuroshio, which is a colourway from the lovely Dusty Dimples, and this is a DK weight skein of yarn, 100 gram skein of DK weight yarn. I think I picked it up at Unravel a few years ago. So I knit my DK weight socks with a 48 stitch cast on. So yeah, I have two, they are finished. I haven't cast any more DK weight socks on yet, but I'm going to. I literally finished these this morning. But hooray for a finished object, because I didn't have any last week. So that takes us on to whips. I only have 2 whips to show you, and on form for me, I am not smart enough to put my knitting down when I'm at the end of a row, and instead I'm partway through. So my first whip is the Daft Days cardigan by Rebecca Clow. Rebecca is the host of the Crochet knitting podcast. And the Daft Days cardigan is one of the patterns for this year's Makealong for East Anglia Yarn Festival. So all of our lovely online supporters suggested patterns, then voted on patterns, and the end choice for the knit pattern was the Daft Days cardigan. I don't know why I'm still knitting like I'm going to finish this row very soon, because I'm not. I am here. So I'm working my way up the body. I'm making mine from, again, my folk yarn. So it's very similar colours, in fact, the same colours as the Granny Go Round jumper from the beginning that I was wearing, just without the Holcomb. So we have Holt, Sandringham and California GY. We are striping through them, and I have not made tons of progress because I have not knit much this week, and I will tell you why at the end, because anyway, so here we go. So this is my progress from this week, and I will now move my little cauldron stitch marker from Flame Knits up to where I am today. I did count my rows this week again, so I am at about 26 rows worked this week on the body of this cardigan, which is over 5,500 stitches, which does make me feel slightly better about the fact that I haven't knit on it tons, because 5,500 stitches sounds like a lot, right? But I am going to massively have to pick up the pace if I want to have this as a finished object for East Anglia Yarn Festival, and unfortunately I am now marching into the last few weeks before East Anglia Yarn Festival, and I am at the busiest I get, so we shall see. I only have one other whip to show you, and it is barely a whip, it's only just begun, and I mean it. So this is the very, very, very start of the Someone to Write Gnome About mini, which is a pattern by Sarah Schira. I am starting the hat. So you begin with the hat on this pattern. I've put in stitch markers. My stitch markers, I have not put one in, I still have to put one more in, but the ones I am using are from Flame Knits, and they were one of the extras in the weekly advent from Castleview Yarns this past year. And yeah, I have the very start of the hat. It actually starts with the same amount of stitches that I cast on for a pair of socks, so it's quite wide at this point, but we are now making a pointy hat, so we're decreasing. I have cast this on with, I dug out the yarn, I think I already had this in my bag last week, but this is the remainders of one of the 50 grams gains from 2023's self-stripe advent from Spin and Blether. I made these socks during Advent in 2023. I have my 2024 ones caked up. The first one started, but that's as far as they've got so far. They are on my bingo board for this year. But I grabbed out some of the leftovers to make the hat, because the hat on this gnome is stripy. I have grabbed as well, and I honestly don't know, I don't think this is a good match, but I'm probably going to do it anyway, because gaudy non-matchy things, why not? But I have this cake. It's a little leftovers. I don't know if you can see this. Leftovers. This is from, I believe, I might be totally wrong, but I think this is 2023's Christmas Eve cast on yarn from Gem of the Little Grey Girl, and I made those socks and I had them as a Christmas Eve cast on and I love them. And this is the leftovers, I believe, and it's gorgeous and it's speckledy and it's lovely. And I couldn't think what to do with it, and I've been thinking for a while I want to use some of this up in a thing, and I think it's going to be the body, because there's pops of so many of these colours in here, and I am quite often one of the most mismatched dressed people going, so why wouldn't my gnome be exactly the same? Yeah, so fingers crossed there will be progress on this next week. I need to have a better week than this past week, but I'm not putting any pressure on myself, and that is my only other whip. Both of those whips are living in my redesigned project bag. I've just thrown my Daft Days on the floor, but they're both living in my redesigned project bag, which is looking a right mess because I just had it open with everything hanging out of it for the whole of the last week. To be honest, it's going everywhere with me. I still absolutely adore it, and I still have not gotten around to sending them a message to say about the broken snap, which, as I said before, I'm not that bothered about. Everything else on the bag is holding up absolutely beautifully, and I am using it big style, and it seems very strong, very robust, and very lovely. I'm also now really lusting after a project 44. One of my lovely Stitch Night ladies, Mandy, I don't know if you even watch this, but if you do, this is all your fault. She's the one who actually got me into them in the first place. I'd seen them around before, and then when she came to Stitch Night with a project 39, I fell in love. I got my one, and then she promptly showed us the picture of the 44, which she'd ordered, and now that's all I want in my life. I don't need another bag. I haven't got the money for another bag. It's more expensive than the 39, but we shall see. I want it in walnut. It looks really nice. Did have a very short-lived discussion with my Stitch Night ladies, Stitch Morning ladies. No, it was Stitch Night, I think, about wholesaling them potentially. But there are a few people wholesaling them in the UK, and I don't think it's a viable option for me, really. So my plans for this coming week are to continue on with my daft days, and I want to be doing my 5 minutes a day on my daft days every day, rather than dotting around between the projects that I'm working on. It's fine, it does mean I get finished objects, which I like because it motivates me to keep going, but I think that if there's any chance I'm going to get close to finished on my daft days before EAYF, I need to be making sure that I am putting in some work on this. Apparently I've just closed an exercise ring for today. Definitely have. I've reached my stand goal. My watch has just told me that I've reached my stand goal. I'm definitely not standing. So yeah, I would also really like to cast on DK weight socks again, because those socks are on the blockers now, but I haven't blocked them. I just stretched out over a blocker to show you guys. I'm going to put them on my feet, and I want more. They're not going in a box of socks because I'm cold and my feet want them. I'm wearing commercial thermal socks right now. I want my hand knit socks. So I am still going to record next week, because recording weekly and putting the videos up weekly has really helped me with feeling like I am staying accountable and making progress on things, and it's been really good actually for my mental health. But it might be a short episode because I can't guarantee there's actually going to be a lot to show. I have one final plan, kind of a secret squirrel plan, which is that one of the East Anglia Yarn Festival patterns for the goodie bag needs a photo to go with it, and I'm going to knit it, but I'm going to try and keep it a secret. So I might show you, it's a cowl, which is public knowledge, but I might show you guys when I'm knitting that and getting it all done, but I might move myself into black and white because the yarn colour is a secret. So that's all my plans. I have no stash enhancement. I haven't bought anything. As I said last week, I would have liked to have gone to Unravel Festival this past weekend. From all of my friends that did go, or friends that then did, it sounds like it was a fabulous weekend, and I am so sad that I missed it, but I think I made the right decision from a broken toe and just my brain this week. I am still reading episode 13 by Craig DeLuey, and I have made absolutely no progress at all. I am carrying my Kindle around in the front of my project bag because the bag is now my handbag and comes everywhere with me. So I'm carrying my Kindle around with me. I'm just not reading. I'm not doing anything. I will talk about it at the end. And then for watching, it's still just Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I'm on episode 4. I need to go back and rewatch episode 3 because I tuned out when I was stressing about something, and I don't have any memory of that episode whatsoever, and I want to have a memory of the episode, so I'm going to go back to the start of episode 3 when I have some time to watch something. Me and Chris have watched absolutely nothing all week. We have not had a chance to sit down together and watch anything together, which sucks, but there we go. And the only other thing that I have watched, which was this morning when I decided that I needed to take a brain break just for an hour or so, was the last episode of Franny Do Makes podcast. I am way behind on all of the podcasts I like to watch, and I haven't had a chance this week to watch anything, and I'm just a bit, but I wanted to record today, and I wanted to just quickly finish this sock. So I mean, I really did just finish this. And I thought, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to put something on my iPad and I'm going to finish this sock and just brain break. And my suggestions in YouTube showed me the latest episode of Franny Do Makes, who I do watch anyway. I am behind on episodes, like I'm behind on all episodes. But I saw that pop up and I thought, I'm not even going to go back. I will go back and watch the old ones because I want to watch the previous ones. But I thought, I'm not even going to go back and watch them first. I'm just going to watch that episode. And it was exactly what I needed. I don't know what it is. No, I do know what it is. I do know what it is. Franny, I don't know if she watches mine now, but I've watched her for a while, and it's her accent. It's the way she presents herself, it's the way she talks, it's the fact that you feel like you're in the room with her, but it's also her accent. So Franny Do Makes podcaster from the UK, and she's up in Leeds, so northern part of the UK, and has a northern accent, which I love. I spent a lot of my childhood going up to Yorkshire. My grandparents had a house in North Yorkshire. My auntie still lives in North Yorkshire. I spent a lot of time up there, and when I went up there, all I ever knew was happiness and joy. And all of my family from up there, so my uncle and my cousins and their extended family and everybody, they're just the kindest, nicest, loveliest people. And yeah, they all have northern accents. And I think I just really relate Franny's accent with my family members and that sort of feeling, and it totally makes me go into calm, relaxed mode. I don't know what it is. So yeah, Franny, I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, thank you so much, because I had a much needed chill and watched your podcast this morning. So all that leaves for now is life stuff. I'm going to put my knitting down. Life. Oh my gosh. I don't really know what happened this week. My mental health went down in the toilet. I do know what happened. It's a combination of lots of different things. I'm very busy. This is my busiest time of year with managing East Anglia Yarn Festival. And that is specifically why I put a plan in place for this year. That is why I said I'm recording every week. I am finding 5 minutes every day, because in previous years I have crashed, burnt out, and just ended up a complete and utter mess because I haven't managed things the way I needed to manage them. Things have gone slightly downhill for me, mental health wise, because I'm having a lot of stress over my ADHD medication, which I know that medication for the management of ADHD is not for everyone. It doesn't work for everyone, and it's not always the best for everyone. For me, that combined with a lot of coping techniques is what I need to be able to be my happiest self right now. And unfortunately, the medication I take has been having stock issues for years, and I know that it's not, I used to work in pharmacy. It's not something that I'm not used to and don't understand. But I am concerned that I won't have any in time for the show, and that will be my biggest stress point when I'll need it. So I am rationing my medication because I haven't been able to get my prescription that was issued in January. So I think, I'm not taking the dose that I should, and it's made me feel a little bit frazzled and made me realise as well, I think, how much that medication makes a big difference to how I feel. So yeah, I think busiest time of the year, combined with the stress of not being able to get my hands on my next prescription and rationing what I have so that I hopefully can get through in a way that doesn't make me totally miserable, has ended up making me a bit miserable. There's a lot of things as well going on behind the scenes that it wouldn't be appropriate for me to talk about online because they're not my things, they're other people's things, but things that just are making me sad at the moment. And that's not unique to me. Everyone goes through issues with life and the people they love having stuff going on. And yeah, so I just wanted to say, anybody else out there really feeling the strain with things that just start to make you feel a bit sad, I'm with you. But my lovely mum did have a big birthday this week. My mum, if you come to East Anglia Yarn Festival, you'll usually see her scanning in tickets or over on the merch desk or running around and fixing problems for everyone, because she is an angel and will support me in literally anything I want to do. Yeah, she had a big birthday this week, and I helped with some of the prep for one of her birthday parties. She's having a couple of birthday parties, and I helped out a little bit with making some little bits for that. and then went to the party and had a great time. You know, this last week hasn't all been hard going. It's just taken the rough with the smooth, and I think the rough overwhelmed me a little bit this past week. So I'm going to make a plan for this week to strip it back to basics. I've started to let late nights creep in again, but I'm still getting up really early. I've started to let things that I can't control take over, and I've tried to jump in and help on things that I haven't got the brain power for. I have made a big decision regarding some of the volunteer work that I do. I know I've mentioned it before. I'm chair of governors at a school, and my 4-year term was up in December, and I didn't step down because there's always need for governors, as I'm sure anyone who's volunteered to be on a governing body has found in the past. But I've made the decision to definitely step down completely from that at the end of the school year, which I think I need. I think my kids are little. I've got, you know, my kids are 8 and 5, and I can't have this many things on my plate because I'm going to crack. So yeah, I am making a commitment here. I'll check in with you on it next week. Back to early mornings, but early nights. Well, not early nights, but not going to bed at 2 a.m. and then getting up at 6, because I can't keep doing it. Ring fencing time for family, ring fencing time for things that I like to do and things that are important to me, and learning to switch off, because I started the year off really well and I don't want to fall off the track completely. One wheel is definitely off. I'm going to pull it back on. It is half-term holiday here. It's the Wednesday. We are right in the middle of the half-term holidays. It's 1 week off school. For anyone who's not in the UK, we have our Christmas holidays. They finish start of January. I think our kids went back really late this year because we had PD days, inset days stuck on the end of the Christmas holidays. And then we have the Easter holidays, and there is a 1 week right in the middle, which is now, where the kids are off of school. They've been here with me, and unfortunately they have been ill. On Sunday night, sickness hit the house, but only for the children. So luckily, so far, touch wood, all the wood. I'm not even sure if this is wood. Anyway, yeah, sickness hit the house, and I have had both of them down, actually. D and V. It's gross. So yeah, that started on Sunday. It's now Wednesday. The last episode from either one of my children was at about 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. So I'm hoping we're done, because I'm tired and I also can't have that come to me. I can't do it. There are too many plates spinning right now. I don't have time to be sick. We're on the last build-up part of East Anglia Yarn Festival. There are so many cogs going behind the scenes, I can't even, and I just need to keep all the plates spinning so that it all goes off exactly how I need it to go off, so that I don't let anybody down. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Anyway, speaking of crazy, I need to go and get my children back, because I plonked them down in Chris's office, which is opposite my space, and he is trying to work with them. The type of job he has, he doesn't have the ability to have children in with him long term, whereas I do. So I'm going to go get my kids. I'm going to carry on with all the madness. I'll check in with you next week, and if you've got all the way to the end of this video, why don't you leave me a hat emoji so that I know you got here. Thank you so much if you did. If you have got here and you fancy giving me a thumbs up, a subscribe if you haven't already, a comment below, anything really, it really helps to lift up my channel and help support my small business, and I appreciate you. So I'm back after the madness, and I'll let you know how it goes next week. Yeah, wish me luck. As always, thank you so much for making me so much less of a lonely knitter.